Caimans are a type of large, carnivorous reptile closely related to alligators and crocodiles, all of which belong to the Crocodilia order. They are primarily found in Central and South America, inhabiting freshwater habitats such as rivers, swamps, and marshes. There are 6 recognized species of caimans, each with its own unique traits and behaviors. Spectacled caiman, Caiman crocodilis, the most widespread and abundant species, named for the bony ridge between its eyes, which looks like glasses or spectacles. They are adaptable and found in a variety of habitats, from slow-moving rivers to ponds and wetlands. Yacaré caiman, Caiman yacaré, known for its dark skin and aggressive nature. It is found mainly in the wetlands of Paraguay, Argentina, and Brazil. They are often seen in large numbers in flooded areas. Black caiman Melanosicus niger, the largest species, capable of reaching up to 5 meters, 16.5 feet. In length, they are found in the Amazon basin. Black caimans are apex predators and play a critical role in their ecosystem, often preying on large mammals and fish. Cuvier's smooth-fronted caiman Paleosicus, a smaller species with a smooth rounded snout. They are known for being shy and nocturnal, typically inhabiting slow-moving rivers and streams. Schneider's smooth-fronted caiman Paleosocus, trigonatus, another small species. It has a similar appearance to Cuvier's smooth-fronted caiman, but is found in different areas, such as Brazil's tropical forests. The Breakerous caiman Caiman brachioris. This species is less common and tends to be smaller in size compared to others. Physical characteristics. Caimans have a robust body, armored with tough, bony plates, called scutes, which protect them from predators. Their long, powerful tails are used for swimming, and their strong jaws can snap shut with immense force, making them formidable predators. They are also known for their excellent camouflage, blending into their environment due to their dark, murky coloration. Behavior and diet. Caimans are opportunistic predators and scavengers. Their diet is highly varied and includes fish, birds, reptiles, and mammals. Some species, like the black caiman, are capable of taking down large prey, such as capybaras, or even jaguars, though this is rare. Caimans use stealth and patience to ambush their prey, often waiting motionless for hours before striking. They are also known for their territorial behavior, especially during the breeding season. Caimans communicate through vocalizations such as growls or bellows, particularly during mating rituals. Reproduction. Caiman breeding often occurs in the dry season, and females build nests made from vegetation and mud, where they lay a clutch of 20 to 80 eggs. After hatching, the young caimans are fiercely protected by their mothers. The mother will guard the nest and protect the hatchlings, which can take months to leave the nest and fend for themselves. Conservation. While many caiman species are abundant and not at immediate risk, certain species like the black caiman were historically hunted for their hides, leading to declines in their populations. However, conservation efforts and legal protections have helped their recovery, though habitat destruction remains a threat. Caiman populations are now stable for most species, but they still face challenges due to human activities such as deforestation and pollution. Cultural significance. Caimans play a vital role in the ecosystems they inhabit, often influencing the population dynamics of prey species and even the physical structure of their habitats. In many indigenous cultures of South America, caimans are revered and often appear in local myths, sometimes as gods or spirits. For example, in Amazonian mythology, the caiman is believed to be a protector of the forest. Caimans are also a significant subject in the tourism industry, especially for ecotourism, where travelers observe these reptiles in their natural habitats. Their tough and resilient nature also makes them a symbol of survival in harsh environments. Physical adaptations. Caimans have developed several physical traits that aid in their survival. Eyes and nostrils, positioned on the top of their head. Their eyes and nostrils allow them to remain mostly submerged, while still being able to see and breathe. This helps them with ambush hunting, as they can stay hidden beneath the water surface for long periods, waiting for prey to come near. Teeth and jaw structure. Caimans have powerful jaws equipped with sharp teeth, ideal for grabbing and holding onto slippery prey like fish or reptiles. Unlike some other reptiles, they don't have sharp fangs, but rather conical teeth designed for gripping and crushing. Tail. The tail of a caiman is one of its most crucial adaptations. It's muscular and serves as a powerful propeller when swimming, allowing them to move silently through the water and ambush their prey with incredible speed and stealth. It also helps with balance and maneuvering when they are on land. Tough scales. Caimans have tough armored scales that provide protection from predators and the environment. These scales contain bony plates beneath the skin, known as osteoderms, which not only act as armor, but also help with thermoregulation by absorbing heat from the sun. Behavior in the wild. Territoriality. Many caimans are highly territorial, especially during the breeding season. They will defend their territory aggressively from other males, sometimes engaging in intense battles. These fights typically involve bellowing and tail slapping to establish dominance. In the case of the black caiman, larger males can dominate vast stretches of the river or swamp they inhabit. Social structure. While generally solitary creatures, caimans can sometimes be found in large groups, particularly in areas with abundant food sources. These gatherings often consist of individuals basking in the sun or hunting. The size of the group depends on the species and availability of resources. Hunting techniques. Caimans are ambush predators, using their stealth to surprise and overpower their prey. They will often wait motionless for long periods, with only their eyes and nostrils above the surface of the water. Once they detect movement, they strike quickly, capturing their prey in their powerful jaws. For larger prey, they may use a death roll, a spinning motion that helps dismember or drown their victim. Nocturnal behavior. Caimans are mostly nocturnal, as the cooler night hours provide better hunting conditions. They are more active during the night and early morning when they can hunt and move without the harsh heat of the sun. Environmental role. Caimans play a critical ecological role in their environment. They are apex predators, meaning they sit at the top of the food chain. Their predation helps control the populations of various species, preventing overgrazing of vegetation and maintaining the balance of ecosystems. They also help maintain the structure of their habitats, such as riverbanks, by preventing certain species from overpopulating and damaging the environment. Additionally, caimans help in seed dispersal by consuming fruits and other vegetation. Their movement through the habitat and their waste contribute to nutrient cycling, supporting the growth of plant life and maintaining the health of the ecosystem. Unique species characteristics. Black caiman, Melanosuchus niger. As the largest species, the black caiman is not only a formidable predator, but also an important species in South America's ecosystems. They can grow to lengths of up to 5 meters, 16.5 feet, and their size enables them to prey on large mammals, such as capybaras, deer, and even jaguars. Their dark coloration gives them an advantage in their murky, forested habitats, as they blend into the shadows, remaining virtually invisible to their prey. Spectacled caiman, Caiman crocodilis, the most common species. The spectacled caiman is known for its adaptability, and can thrive in a variety of freshwater environments. It's also smaller than the black caiman, with adults generally growing to about 2.5 meters 8 feet. Spectacled caimans are more social than other species and can often be found in groups. Despite their size, they're still capable of catching larger prey, including birds and small mammals. Yacare caiman, Caiman yacare, found primarily in the Pantanal. The yacare caiman is smaller than the black caiman, but still a very efficient predator. These caimans are well known for their aggressive behavior, especially when it comes to defending territory. They are also one of the species often hunted for their hides, though they are protected in many areas now. Conservation and threats. Caimans, particularly the black caiman, faced significant threats from hunting in the 20th century, as their hides were highly valued in the leather trade. While some species, like the spectacled and yacare caimans, have stable populations, others, like the black caiman, were heavily impacted. However, through conservation efforts and legal protections, many caiman species have made a recovery. For example, in the case of the black caiman, it is now listed as near threatened by the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, with populations increasing thanks to better protections and sustainable management practices. Despite their improved status, caimans still face significant threats from habitat destruction, climate change, pollution, and human encroachment. Deforestation, particularly in the Amazon, continues to reduce available habitat, and water pollution has become an increasing issue in many parts of Central and South America, affecting caimans' health and reproductive success. Cultural and mythical significance. In many indigenous South American cultures, caimans are symbols of power, survival, and mysticism. The Amazonian tribes have numerous myths involving caimans, often portraying them as protectors or even as deities. For example, the caiman is said to be a guardian of the Amazon River and its surrounding forests. In some cultures, Caimans are believed to be spirits that guide or protect humans. In contrast, others see them as fearsome creatures that should be respected and feared, reflecting their role in nature as apex predators. In modern pop culture, caimans also have a role in stories and movies, often depicted as monstrous reptiles. They are often included in narratives about dangerous expeditions or survival stories in the wild, due to their fearsome reputation and strength. Certainly, here are some additional aspects of caimans that might interest you. Feeding behavior and adaptations. Caimans are primarily carnivorous, but their feeding habits are fascinating in their complexity and adaptability. While they mostly prey on fish, birds, and small mammals, caimans are opportunistic eaters, meaning they'll take whatever prey is available in their environment. Their feeding behaviors can be broken down into a few notable techniques. Ambush hunting. Caimans are patient hunters. They often remain motionless for long periods, submerged up to their eyes in water. This stillness allows them to blend into their surroundings and wait for prey to come within striking range. Their eyes are capable of detecting even the slightest movement in the water, and once they spot prey, they quickly launch an attack. The death roll. One of the most dramatic and deadly feeding strategies of caimans is the death roll. Once they seize their prey in their powerful jaws, caimans often roll their bodies in a spiraling motion to disorient and tear apart their victim. This technique is especially effective for larger prey, and it helps to quickly incapacitate animals that are difficult to subdue with just a bite. Opportunistic scavengers. While they are excellent hunters, caimans will also scavenge when the opportunity arises. They will consume carrion or steal kills from other predators, making them opportunistic feeders. This scavenging behavior helps them survive in environments where food may be scarce during certain seasons. Feeding on invertebrates. Though caimans are known for hunting large vertebrates, smaller species like the Cuvier's smooth-fronted caiman or Schneider's smooth-fronted caiman may feed on invertebrates such as insects, crustaceans, and small amphibians. Their diet varies depending on their size, location, and available resources. Adaptations for aquatic life. Caimans are highly adapted for life in water, and many of their physiological traits are optimized for a semi-aquatic existence. Efficient breathing. Caimans can hold their breath for extended periods while submerged. Their nostrils are located at the top of their snouts, allowing them to breathe without fully exposing themselves to potential predators or prey. They can remain underwater for several minutes without surfacing, depending on their activity. Webbed feet. Caimans possess webbed feet that help with swimming. Their feet are equipped with strong claws, and they can paddle efficiently through the water. Though they have webbed feet, caimans are still capable of walking on land, though they generally prefer to stay near water. Sensory adaptations. Caimans rely heavily on their sense of sight and their ability to detect vibrations in the water to hunt. Their highly sensitive skin, particularly around the snout, can detect even the slightest changes in water pressure. This adaptation helps them locate prey or potential threats, especially in murky waters where visibility is limited. Thermoregulation. As ectothermic cold-blooded creatures, caimans rely on external heat sources to regulate their body temperature. They are often seen basking in the sun to warm up after periods of inactivity in the cooler water. This is crucial for maintaining their energy levels for hunting and breeding. They may also enter the water to cool down when they overheat. Caiman vocalizations. Caimans use a range of vocalizations to communicate with one another, especially during the mating season or when establishing territory. Their vocal sounds are typically low and guttural, but can vary depending on the species and the situation. Bellows. One of the most characteristic vocalizations is the deep bellowing sound produced by larger caimans, especially during mating season. The bellowing is often accompanied by physical displays, such as head raising or tail slapping, and can be heard from long distances. These bellows help establish dominance among males and attract females. Growls and grunts. Caimans also make growls and grunts to communicate threats or aggression. These are often heard during confrontations between males or when a caiman feels threatened by another animal or human. Hatchling calls. When caiman eggs hatch, the young produce high-pitch, chirping or calling sounds. These vocalizations help the mother locate her hatchlings and protect them from potential predators. The mother will often respond by carrying the young in her mouth to safety. Warning sounds. Caimans may also emit warning calls or defensive hisses if they feel cornered or threatened by larger predators or humans. The sound is typically a quick, sharp hiss that is intended to deter further confrontation. Ecological importance. Caimans play a vital role in maintaining the health and balance of their ecosystems. Predator and prey balance. As apex predators, caimans help control the populations of smaller predators, fish, and herbivores. This keeps the food chain in balance and prevents any one species from dominating the environment. For example, by preying on capybaras or other herbivores. Caimans indirectly help prevent overgrazing of vegetation, which could lead to the degradation of their habitat. Nutrient cycling. Caimans also help in the cycling of nutrients in their environments. As they feed on various species, they contribute to the movement of organic material through the food web. Their waste products provide nutrients that support the growth of plants and microorganisms, which are then consumed by other animals, sustaining the ecosystem's productivity. Waterway shaping. In addition to being predators, caimans help shape the environment around them. Their movements in rivers and wetlands can affect the structure of riverbanks and the flow of water. Additionally, their nests built by females can create small mounds of organic matter that may influence local plant growth. Indicator species. Because caimans are top predators, their health and population numbers can serve as indicators of the overall health of their ecosystem. A decline in caiman populations may signal underlying issues such as habitat destruction, pollution, or changes in prey availability. Myths and legends. Caimans have been deeply embedded in the folklore of South America, where they are often associated with various myths, legends, and spiritual beliefs. The caiman as a god or protector. In some indigenous cultures of the Amazon basin, caimans are seen as powerful spiritual beings. They are sometimes considered the guardians of rivers and waterways. There are myths where caimans are said to possess the souls of ancient spirits or protect the forest from evil forces. Creation myths. In some myths, caimans are depicted as the creators of the world. One legend speaks of a caiman who created the rivers by carving out the land with its mighty tail, while another describes the caiman as the creature who gave birth to the first humans. Shape-shifting legends. In certain Amazonian stories, caimans are shapeshifters capable of transforming into humans or other creatures. In some of these stories, a person who has wronged a caiman may be transformed into one, forced to live a life as a reptile. Caiman as a symbol of strength. Caimans, especially the larger species, like the black caiman, are often seen as symbols of strength and resilience. Their ability to thrive in harsh conditions and survive for millions of years has made them a symbol of survival and endurance. Human interaction and threats. Caimans have been historically important to local economies, particularly through hunting and trade. Their hides are highly valued for making leather goods, and some species have been targeted for this reason. However, there are growing conservation efforts that protect these reptiles, especially in regions where they are endangered. Despite these efforts, they still face significant challenges. Hunting for leather. Though many species are now legally protected, poaching for caiman leather continues to be a problem, especially in remote areas. Regulations and sustainable hunting practices have been introduced, but illegal hunting persists in some parts of South America. Habitat destruction. The expansion of agriculture, logging, and urban development has led to significant habitat loss for caimans. Wetlands and rivers are drained, and the destruction of forests means a reduction in the places where caimans can thrive. Pollution. Pollution from pesticides, fertilizers, and industrial waste has contaminated many of the rivers and swamps where caimans live. This can lead to the poisoning of caimans, and a reduction in the health of the ecosystems they depend on. Climate change. Rising temperatures and changing rainfall patterns due to climate change are affecting caiman habitats. In particular, the shifting of wet and dry seasons can disrupt breeding cycles and availability of food. Certainly. Let's explore even further into the fascinating world of caimans. Reproductive strategies and parental care. Caiman reproduction is fascinating, especially with the levels of care and protection some species provide for their offspring. The reproductive process in caimans is a critical part of their life cycle, and helps ensure the survival of the next generation. Mating season and courtship. Caimans typically mate during the wet season when water levels are high. Courtship displays can be quite dramatic, especially in species like the black caiman and spectacled caiman. Males often engage in vocalizations, including deep bellows and roars, to attract females, and to warn other males away. The vocalizations are often accompanied by physical displays, like head bobbing or tail slapping against the water. Nesting. After mating, female caimans build nests to lay their eggs. The nests are made from a mixture of vegetation, mud, and dirt, and are usually located on the banks of rivers or swamps. These nests provide the eggs with warmth from decaying organic matter and protect them from predators. The spectacled caiman, for instance, is known to build nests in various locations, including floating vegetation, allowing them to adapt to changing water levels. Eggs and incubation. The female caiman typically lays between 20 and 80 eggs, depending on the species. The eggs are incubated for about 2 to 3 months. During this time, the female stands guard to protect her eggs from predators such as jaguars or other scavengers. Interestingly, some caimans have been observed to aid in the incubation process by regulating the temperature of the nest, moving vegetation to allow for more sunlight or to create a cooler environment. Parental care. Once the eggs hatch, the mother plays an important role in protecting and caring for her young. This maternal behavior is a standout trait in caimans and other crocodiles. After the hatchlings emerge, the mother will typically carry them in her mouth to the safety of the water, where they are less vulnerable to land-based predators. She will often stay nearby, guarding the young for several months. Synchronized hatching. Interestingly, young caimans are known to hatch in sync with one another. This synchronization likely reduces the chance of predation by overwhelming predators with a large number of young at once. This coordinated hatching may also be influenced by temperature, humidity, or the mother's presence. Maturation and independence. While mothers are protective, caimans are not involved in extended parenting. After several months, the young will begin to fend for themselves. They grow rapidly during their first few years, but they remain vulnerable until they reach a larger size and are able to fend off potential threats from larger predators, including adult caimans. Many species, especially the smaller ones, like Cuvier's smooth-fronted caiman, reach maturity in about 5 to 6 years. Interactions with other species. While caimans are apex predators in their ecosystems, they do interact with other species in various ways, either as competitors, prey, or mutual cohabitants. Competition with other predators. In some areas, caimans share their habitats with other large predators, such as jaguars and anacondas. Although caimans are formidable in their own right, they occasionally face competition for food from these predators. Jaguars, for example, will sometimes prey on young or smaller caimans, despite the caiman's defensive capabilities. The black caiman, being one of the largest reptiles in South America, is a rare exception, able to overpower many other predators in the same environment. Symbiotic relationships. In some cases, caimans form symbiotic relationships with certain species. One example is the caiman and the tick. Ticks that infest caimans have been observed to fall off after caimans bask in the sun, where they will often interact with birds or other animals that feed on these ticks, thus benefiting both the caiman and the creatures that help remove parasites. Caimans and fish. Caimans are also preyed upon by larger fish species, including giant river fish like the arapaima or pier. These fish, particularly when in schools, can often overpower smaller caimans. However, such interactions are rare, and the caiman's armored body often offers protection against smaller predators. The role of caimans in mythology and culture. As apex predators, caimans have always been intertwined with the culture and myths of indigenous people, particularly those in the Amazon basin and other parts of South America. Caimans are featured prominently in many myths, and they hold symbolic and spiritual significance in various tribes. The caiman is a creator. In some myths, caimans are considered the creators of the world. One myth tells of a caiman who created rivers by using its powerful tail to carve through the earth. These creation myths often describe the caiman as a godlike figure with dominion over water, forests, and the creatures that inhabit them. Shape-shifting legends. As mentioned earlier, caimans are often depicted as shapeshifters in Amazonian mythology. These myths suggest that caimans can transform into humans or other creatures, which emphasizes their power and mystique. There are legends where a person who wrongs a caiman is transformed into one, an idea rooted in the belief that caimans are the physical manifestation of spirits. Cultural reverence and rituals. In many indigenous cultures, caimans are seen as protectors of rivers and waterways, often worshipped or revered as guardians. Rituals involving caimans are performed to honor their strength and significance in the natural world. For example, the Tupi-Guarani people believed that caimans were symbols of wisdom, and that their presence in rivers indicated the health of the ecosystem. As protectors of water, caimans were sometimes associated with rain and fertility. Caiman and folklore. Some cultures have developed cautionary tales about caimans. These tales emphasize the dangers of underestimating the power of a caiman, often depicting them as creatures of immense strength and cunning. A well-known story in Amazonian folklore involves a caiman that appears to be dead, only to come to life and attack unsuspecting humans who dare to approach. Caiman conservation status and efforts. While many caimans have stable populations, some species remain threatened or vulnerable due to human activities. The black caiman Melanosuchus niger is an example of a species that, after facing near extinction due to overhunting, has made a significant recovery thanks to international conservation efforts. Legal protections. Various caiman species are now protected by law in many countries, including Brazil, where laws prohibit hunting in the Amazon. In some areas, conservation efforts have included establishing protected wetlands and wildlife reserves that ensure caimans are safe from hunting and habitat destruction. Sustainable use and ecotourism. In some regions, caimans are now the focus of ecotourism efforts. In the Brazilian Pantanal, for example, tourists can observe caimans in their natural habitats. This has become a major source of income for local communities, while also raising awareness about the importance of preserving these creatures. Caiman farming. In response to the demand for caiman leather, some countries have started caiman farming, where the reptiles are bred in captivity in controlled environments. This practice helps to meet the demand for caiman products while reducing illegal hunting and protecting wild populations. This has been a somewhat controversial approach, but it offers a way to balance economic interests with conservation. Habitat restoration. In areas where caimans' habitats have been damaged by deforestation, there are ongoing efforts to restore wetlands and other key environments. These include replanting trees, cleaning up polluted waters, and creating wildlife corridors that connect fragmented habitats. Research and monitoring. Ongoing scientific research is crucial in monitoring caiman populations and understanding their behavior, distribution, and ecological role. Organizations like the Crocodile Specialist Group of the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, have been pivotal in gathering data and promoting conservation efforts. Through research, experts are learning more about how caimans adapt to climate change, changes in water levels, and how they might be impacted by shifts in biodiversity. The future of caimans. As long as conservation efforts continue, and as more people recognize the ecological and cultural importance of caimans, their future is cautiously optimistic. Many species are currently stable, and some are even making a recovery from past population declines. With proper management, education, and the ongoing efforts of local communities and conservation organizations, caimans will continue to be a crucial part of the ecosystems of South America.